Hello everyone, I am Professor Mallikarjun Aute. Today our point of discussion is the concept of longitudinal strain, lateral strain and Poisson's ratio. Along with this, we are going to see its formulas. So let's start. First, we will start with longitudinal strain, and dear students, longitudinal strain is also known as linear strain. Longitudinal strain is also known as linear strain. So what is linear or longitudinal strain is that we will see now. When a body is subjected to an axial tensile or compressive load, there is an axial deformation in the length of the body. Means if you are going to take any body, if you are going to apply a tensile force on the body, its length is going to increase, and if you are going to apply the compressive load, the length of the body is going to decrease. Means anyhow there is a deformation in the length of the body depending upon the type of load applied. Now the ratio of this particular axial deformation to the original length of the body is known as longitudinal strain or linear strain. Means in short, the ratio of change in length to its original length is also known as longitudinal strain or linear strain. There is one more definition. The deformation of the body per unit length in the direction of load applied is called as longitudinal strain. Means we are going to measure the deformation of the body per unit length, but where we are going to measure it? In the direction of load applied. This is also known as longitudinal strain. So we will take some examples. So see here in this figure you can see there is a circular rod which has been subjected to a tensile force P, which is acting along the axis of this particular rod. And you can see L is the length of the body, and due to application of a tensile force, the length of the body has been increased by an amount delta L. So here what we have done, we have considered deformation only on one side of the body. So you can see the ratio of this deformation per unit length is nothing but strain. So here they have mentioned that strain is nothing but delta L divided by L, and this strain is nothing but longitudinal strain or linear strain. We will see one more example. In this figure you can see initially there is a block, okay, and it is having a length, initial length or original length LO, and due to application of the tensile force its length has been increased by an amount delta L, okay, and I can say that the longitudinal strain or linear strain is nothing but the ratio of axial deformation to the original length, and you can see the axial deformation is delta L and original length is LO or L, okay. So I will just write down this definition here. So longitudinal strain is nothing but the ratio of axial deformation, that is delta L, to the original length, okay. So that we can write here, and sometimes we can use the notation like this: E longitudinal, E is a small e is a notation for strain, E longitudinal is nothing but E linear, means linear strain, that is also equal to delta L divided by L. And we can see that where delta L is nothing but axial deformation of the body, delta L is nothing but axial deformation of the body, and I can say that L is nothing but original length of the body. Okay, so L is nothing but original length of the body. Now, after looking at this definition, we will move on to the next definition, that is nothing but lateral strain. So what is the lateral strain? The strain at right angles to the direction of load applied is known as lateral strain. Now, I will give you an example. Consider this is a circular rod, and this particular circular rod is having its diameter D. Okay, it is having its diameter D, and it is having its length L. Initial length is L. Now what I am going to do, I will apply a tensile force P on this particular circular rod. And dear students, we know that after application of this particular tensile load, the diameter of this particular cylindrical rod is going to decrease, in that I have shown here in the blue color, and the length of this rod has been increased. Okay. So what is the definition? Definition is that the strain at right angles to the direction of load applied. So see here, we have applied the load here, and this is the strain which is acting at the right angle. Means what? We are going to talk about the change in dimension on the cross section of a body. Whatever the changes has been taken place due to application of load at right angle to the direction of load. Okay, means we are talking about the changes in the cross section. So here you can see that now its diameter has been decreased. Okay, so here I can say that I will be saying that its diameter is nothing but delta t. Okay, this is the change in its diameter. Okay, because this diameter has been decreased now. So I can say like this: the lateral or lateral strain is nothing but the ratio of change in diameter to its original diameter. And you can see that this diameter parameter is nothing but we are measuring the strain at right angles to the direction of load applied, and d is a diameter which is at the right angle to the direction of load applied. So that we have considered here. Now what will happen if there is a rectangular block? We will see now. So now I will be considering a rectangular block. Okay, and this particular rectangular block is having its initial length L. Okay, and this is its side view, where I will say B is nothing but breadth of this particular block, and D is nothing but depth of this rectangular block, and these are the dimensions before application of a load. Now I will be applying a tensile force on this particular block. So I will be saying that P is nothing but a tensile force acting on this particular rectangular block, and due to application of this tensile force, dear students, what will happen? The length of this particular block will increase, and you can see here in the side view its dimensions are decreased. Okay, so I can say like this, that it's if at all I want to measure this, so I can say like this, I can measure or I can express the dimensions of this block after deformation. So its depth will be, okay, you can see its depth is now d minus delta t, right? Because d is the original, d was nothing but the original depth. Now it has been reduced by amount delta d here, so d minus delta d. So this is its depth, and also its breadth has been reduced, and I can express its breadth as, you can see here, its breadth is now b minus delta p will be its breadth. Okay, and these are the dimensions, or these are the changes which has taken place at right angles to the direction of load applied, means along the cross section. So now if at all I want to express this, so I can say that the length of the body has been increased to L plus delta L. Okay, and the breadth has been decreased to B minus delta B, and the depth has been decreased to D minus delta D. Okay, so here I can express the few terms, like I will say that here delta L is nothing but, you can see here the length has been increased, so I can say delta L is nothing but upward arrow indicates increase. Okay, delta L indicates increase in length. Now delta B is nothing but, you can see here its breadth has been decreased now, so delta B is nothing but decrease in breadth, and you can see here its depth has been also reduced. So by how much amount it has been reduced? So it has been reduced by an amount delta D. So I can say that delta D is nothing but decrease in depth. Okay, and have to define now the lateral strain. So I can say like this: lateral strain is nothing but what I have said, the strain at right angles to the direction of load applied, or strain at the cross sections. So cross sections is having two dimensions, B and D. So now what is the change in dimension here? You can see here, as far as this breadth is concerned. So you can see what is the change? Change is nothing but delta B. So I can write here the change in breadth to its original breadth, that is delta B divided by B. Or I can also write like this: there is also change in depth. So that is nothing but delta D divided by D. Right? So these are the lateral strain. So you can observe here, as the length increases, the cross section decreases. So length is nothing but linear strain and lateral strain. So if linear strain is positive, then lateral strains are negative. If linear strain is increased, the linear dimensions are increasing, then the cross sectional dimensions are decreasing. Okay. So see here, these are the dimensions just now what we have studied. So we will just summarize this concept of lateral strain. So first one is, if longitudinal strain is tensile, then lateral strain will be compressive. So you can see here, longitudinal strain is tensile, means length is increasing. Then lateral strain means what? Its cross sectional dimension will decrease. If longitudinal strain is compressive, means if you are going to compress this, so length will decrease but its cross sectional area will increase. So longitudinal strain is compressive, then lateral strain will be tensile, because longitudinal strain and lateral strain are opposite in nature. Hence, longitudinal strain in the direction of load applied is always accompanied by a lateral strain. Means whenever there is a longitudinal strain, there has to be a lateral strain, but it is having a opposite nature in all directions perpendicular to the load. Okay, so this is nothing but the lateral strain. Now we will see what is Poisson's ratio. Okay, so what is Poisson's ratio? So you can see here, the ratio of lateral strain to the longitudinal strain is constant for a given material when the material is stressed within the elastic limit. Okay, and this is known as Poisson's ratio. And Poisson's ratio is denoted by mu or 1 by m. These are the two notations are used for Poisson's ratio. Now we will see what is Poisson's ratio. Just now we have seen the definition. We will just put it in the form of equation. So mu is a Poisson's ratio. And what is that? It is the ratio of what? Lateral strain to the longitudinal strain. So I can write like this: it is the ratio of lateral strain to the longitudinal strain, or sometimes it can be written as the ratio of lateral strain to the linear strain, because the meaning of longitudinal strain is nothing but linear strain. So mu is equal to, we can also write like this, E lat. Mu is equal to E lat means what? Lateral strain divided by longitudinal strain, or someone may write like this: mu is equal to lateral strain divided by linear strain. Okay, and this is nothing but Poisson's ratio, and it notation sometimes it can be used as mu, or sometimes we can use the notation 1 by m. Okay, dear students, in the next lecture we will be solving the problems on linear strains, longitudinal strains and Poisson's ratio. Thank you for your patience listening. Thank you.